Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. The ActionSA has confirmed that its Gauteng Provincial Chairperson, Lerato Ngobeni, and Chairperson of the Youth Forum, Gafana, have been victims of a hijacking. The party says it believes its leaders were hijacked in Pretoria. The party says both Funzi and Hlupi are currently missing. ActionSA leadership says it's working closely with the families, a vehicle tracking company and law enforcement agencies. It says everything that can be done to expedite their safe return. Parties asked members of the public to hold Funzi and Hlupi and their families in thoughts and prayer for their safe return. For the latest now, we're joined by Lerato Ngobeni from ActionSA. A very good evening to you. Of course, a really hard time as you learn of what has happened. Perhaps let's start there. What has happened?
Well, thank you very much, and thank you to the program for allowing us the opportunity. We absolutely can't confirm or conclude what absolutely happened, but in summary is that Lerato Ngobeni, who's the premier candidate for us in Gauteng, as well as the provincial chairperson in this province, including our youth forum chairperson, Gafana, were literally hijacked and abducted outside of Gafana's home and taken hostage as people were trying to hijack the vehicle that belongs to the chairperson. And so as far as we know right now is that they have both been taken hostage or they have been kidnapped. We have no idea as to their whereabouts. But all of our teams are working very hard together with law enforcement as well as the tracking company to try and see if they can locate where they are. But at this moment in time, we have absolutely no idea.
What makes you believe that they may have been kidnapped?
It's not a make-believe. There are witnesses. They are missing. We can't locate them. They are nowhere to be found. So it's a good assumption. I don't think that they are so malicious as two individuals to just go missing without informing. Funzi has got a family, has got a wife and children. He has never, gone missing and not reported where he is. Hlupi has got a family, has got a mother. And so I think that's a very unfair question to ask. We can't assume that they are missing. They are missing, and that is a fact.
No, it wasn't on a critical level. It was just really trying to understand what you base that on. What are police saying in their interactions and in so far as trying to track them and really bring whoever's behind this to book?
Well, the police are working together with the tracking company, a case of kidnapping as well as vehicle theft and hijacking has been opened by Hlupi's mother in particular, who was at the house, and she's one of the eyewitnesses. And so she has opened that case. And so law enforcement has to work together with the vehicle tracking company to try and get us closer to this issue. The reality is that, they may have been, taken aboard so that they don't have necessarily witnesses or that their mission couldn't be slowed down. The last location that we have is that, it was in Midrand so far. We don't have any further details, but I know that all of the teams that are involved in trying to locate, both the car and the provincial chairperson, Lerato Ngobeni, as well as the youth chairperson, Gafana, are currently underway. And so all of us aren't sleeping. All of us are trying to make sure that, they can be brought to safety. And that is what is concerning and preoccupying ActionSA at the moment.
Yeah, very, very heartbreaking to learn of this. And Lerato, perhaps before we let you go, without speculating, do you think that there could be a motive behind this, or could we just conclude it as the crime, just speaking to the high levels of crime in South Africa and how they affect anyone without really choosing who?
Look, we don't have conclusive information. We do have, witnesses who are saying that they did see the car that followed the provincial chair. But if you've never been through anything like this, there's no reason for you, no matter how vigilant you may be, there's no reason to believe that you will be a target. But crime is a reality in South Africa, and it's not non-descriptive, and it's also non-discriminatory. All of us, speak about crime until it happens to us, and it has happened to us now. It has happened to us in different formats, in different shapes, in our separate places as citizens of this nation. But now it's happened to one of our leaders, and it's happened to us as a group. And so it brings it into sharp focus, the fact that people all over South Africa, and it doesn't mean that, just because you are a public figure or you're a high-profile person, it makes crime a little bit more palatable. It just brings it into sharper focus that, the lived realities of many South Africans looks like this. And so, it makes it that much more brought to home for those of us who are fighting for it to be alleviated for every other South African. And I think this is a wake-up call for all of us, so that when we speak about it, it isn't an academic exercise. It actually is a lived reality that we've all experienced.
What advice would you give to anyone who may perhaps have an idea or have seen something, who is best to contact insofar as that's concerned?
Look, we always ask that people reach out to law enforcement. All of our phone numbers, particularly my phone number, is on the public record, 079-014-2011. We definitely can facilitate that, and I will repeat it, 079-014-2011. We definitely can facilitate that, law enforcement gets involved. But the nearest, law enforcement hub or agency or police station is always the first port of call, 10111. Yes, we know that the challenge is there. It gets answered very slowly. But I give my phone number because we are all on high alert at the moment. There is no call that will not be answered, so that we can get to the bottom of this issue. And so we are looking forward to South Africans who will have seen something and who will say something, so that we can bring both the provincial chair and the youth chair back to safety. And we're praying that they come back absolutely unharmed, both of them. Things like cars and possessions you can always replace. But, human beings and their lives can never be replaced, irrespective of the circumstances. And so, as ActionSA, we're praying for their safe return.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely hoping to hear some good news and their safe return. But thank you so much for speaking to us and sharing that with us, Lerato Ngobeni from ActionSA, just pleading anyone who may find any information to contact law enforcement officials. Now, taking a look at another story, of course, that is a matter that we will continue to be tracking, as it is a developing story that we are monitoring very closely on SABC News.